to continue to really engage with the schools. And of course, one of those ways is the Into the Heart immersion that we're here to talk about today. So let's get into it. Welcome Karanja as well. Karanja is my colleague from Kenya. He will actually be leading the immersion group and has been on the previous Into the Heart immersion, as well as being our leader of all things immersions, and has taken probably hundreds of groups by this stage, Karanja, isn't it?
Thanks, Kate.
In and around the project. So look,
I can see familiar faces.
Yeah, great. Well, do you want to jump in and maybe give an overview of Into the Heart, and then we'll go through some more specifics.
Yeah, thanks, Kate. It's good to see everyone that I met in Australia. I can see my friend from Townsville to Perth. It's just everyone. So thanks for having me here, Kate. And I think Into the Heart immersion is a really wonderful opportunity for educators in Australia to just come and engage with local teachers and students and communities in Kenya. What I think people take away from these, and we had an immersion here from EREA just 2-3 weeks ago. I think what I see with people when they come on immersion to Kenya is they become better school leaders, or they become better teachers, and they're able to understand issues not just locally but globally. If you're an identity leader, for example, you're just able to understand Catholic identity also globally, and African spirituality as a whole, and also just an opportunity for you as a teacher to teach in a classroom in an African setting, and to feel the love of Africans, and to work in their communities, and to work in our shoes. I remember sharing my story in a lot of your schools, at school assemblies and in the classrooms. So it's a good opportunity for you guys to come and see where I grew up, see my community, see my family, and see my neighbors, and see the people that have made a difference in my life, and they continue to make a difference in the world. So that's it from me. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you next year. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Karanja. And look, as Karanja said, it's really hard to genuinely be moved by somebody else's situation if you're not actually present with it. And so what this immersion really allows you to do is stand in solidarity with those people that you and your schools have been supporting over the years. You'll be absolutely welcomed into the communities. You'll feel like a genuine rock star, but you might also find it quite uncomfortable at times, or even quite confronting to see the challenges and the reality of life. And that is really part of this immersion experience. It'll give you that opportunity to listen, to learn, and to grow as individuals, and as Karanja said, as educators as well. So there's a lot packed into a very short amount of time. As we dig into sort of, what to expect, I want to just start by saying that it's really important when you go into this experience to remember that different doesn't mean wrong. We're not there to judge. We're not there to fix anything specifically. It's really about embracing the experience, embracing the people, and truly enjoying yourselves. So, we'd ask you to observe, listen, and be present, to really get in there and interact with the people. And I mean it when I say you will feel like a famous person. There'll be flocks of people who just want to be in your presence and engage with you. And it's a really important part of the experience. I'd also encourage you to, really give back and share your perspective and your experiences with the people that you engage with, because it truly is a two-way street, and there is a cultural exchange going in both directions. So, come along, have some fun, treat it as an adventure, and truly enjoy the Into the Heart experience. I might jump into the itinerary unless anybody has any overarching questions specifically around what Into the Heart is and what you might need to expect. I'll just pause there for a minute. All right, silence. Let's go into the itinerary then. So, of course, we need to know about this. Now, what I want to share with you today is an indicative itinerary. So, we're looking at the 12th to the 24th of September. And rest assured that when I share this itinerary with you, whilst there's a lot in it, there's plenty of time for downtime, for reflection, to engage in local experiences, to do some shopping, to grab a coffee as well. And you'll have time for that every day. For anyone who's also talked to, some of the participants from Into the Heart 2024, we also took on board some feedback from that. And so what we've tried to do with this itinerary is actually to extend some of the time in specific projects to allow more time in the classroom and to allow more time for you to interact with teachers and students on a day-to-day basis. So let's get into it. You'll depart Oz on Saturday, the 12th of September, and then you'll arrive in Nairobi on Sunday, the 13th of September. We'll let you know the right flights to catch so that we can coordinate your arrival on the Sunday afternoon, at which time you'll be greeted at the airport by the amazing Karanja and, of course, our Eddie Rice Foundation team in Kenya. And I don't know what colour they'll be wearing, but often they wear bright red, so you cannot miss them. From there, Karanja and the team will safely transport you to the Mary Ward Centre, which is home for the next few weeks. It's a lovely facility. It's basic, but it's got everything you need. You'll have your own private room with a private ensuite. We'll have most of our meals at the Mary Ward Centre as well. On your way there, of course, we'll take you through a bit of a drive. So probably drive through Kibera, which is an urban slum area and home to over 1 million people. And it'll really give you a glimpse of the lives of those who are living in poverty. And Karanja might even be able to point out some of our team members' homes along the way, because many of our crew actually grew up in Kibera. Okay. Then we get into the thick of it. Monday, Tuesday, we'll head straight to the Rubin Centre. Of course, we'll stop for coffee on the way at a local galleria, a shopping centre, which will be a surprisingly familiar experience. The coffee is great. As you can imagine, it's Kenyan, so is the tea. And of course, you can get cash out here and any other, needs as well. There's a pharmacy, there's a supermarket. You're very well looked after there. And you'll find that, Kenya as a country is very progressive in some parts. So the supermarkets and the shopping centres are incredible. But let's get on to it. So Rubin Centre is located in the heart of Nakuru. It's an industrial slum area. And, it's home to really the poorest of the poor within this urban environment. It's quite a harsh environment, and meeting basic necessities is really an everyday struggle. And at its heart is the Rubin Centre, and that's where the local community comes for healthcare and health education. There's a primary school with almost 4,000 students. There's a special needs unit for 100 children with disabilities. There's an incredible vocational training centre for young people and for adults. There's urban farming facilities to drive food security, and there's so much more. And so we'll spend 2 days at the Rubin Centre because there is truly so much to see and experience. That first day, we'll get really familiar with the centre, do an orientation, and then on the second day, we'll carve out some time so that you can spend the day in the classroom and really experience what a day in the life is. On that second day, we'll probably also do a home visit, which will entail going through a walk through the Nakuru slums, and then you'll be invited into a beneficiary's home to really better understand their experience. And this can be incredibly moving, it can be incredibly challenging, but it's a real eye-opening experience. But yes, definitely at the Rubin Centre, prepare to be treated like a rock star. You will have hordes of children running after you, yelling out Mzungu, Mzungu, which means white person. So there's a lot to see and do there, and I can't even explain it to you. It's an incredible experience. In the evening, we'll likely do a reflection on day one, and might even visit the Giraffe Centre on day two. So you'll see that we'll carve out time for fun as well as the learning experiences. Okay, day 4. Wednesday, we'll head to Edmund Wright Catholic Education Centre, formerly known as Brother Bosang. It's another incredible and really joyful experience. We'll start with morning mass It's so powerful. It's an incredible venue. The singing is amazing, and I think you'll be truly moved by that experience. Then we'll head down the hill to Eddie's Cafe, which is attached to a dairy that we've helped establish, and you'll get some great coffee there before heading into school. You'll visit the primary and the high school there, where you'll find things are probably quite familiar. You'll get the opportunity to visit classrooms, exchange some ideas with students and teachers, and explore the similarities and the differences before, in the afternoon, heading to Edmund Rice Dairies, which is the dairy I mentioned. That dairy was set up with a dual purpose, both as a learning space, but also as a revenue centre to generate funds for the school. So you'll find that students, visiting students from local technical colleges, lots of people come to the dairy in order to learn and grow their agricultural skills, but also the output is incredible. There's the most amazing milkshakes you'll ever try, trust me. There's coffees, there's milkshakes, there's yogurt. It's incredible, and you'll get the opportunity to sample all of the wares at the at Eddie's Cafe, which we'll return to for lunch. And then in the evening, we'll probably head back and do some reflection activities at Mary Ward Centre. I'm going to push on, but please interrupt anytime you have questions. So Thursday, Friday, we'll visit Edmund Rice Centre, Nairobi, and that includes a school for students with disabilities who live in that informal settlement of Kibera, as well as a number of other advocacy programs. Within the centre, you'll learn about disability advocacy, which really does have a long way to go in Kenya due to some deeply held cultural beliefs. And you'll get to spend some time with the students, with the teachers, and of course, the all-important families and volunteers that make this incredible centre everything that it is. It's generally a highlight for our immersion participants, and they go home singing stories about this particular centre. There's also an incredible urban farm on site, which really serves a dual purpose, both nutritious meals for the students, but also a revenue source for the centre. As I mentioned, we'll have 2 days there. So on the second day, we'll look to get you to spend some time in the classroom. There's an incredible vocational training program that both students and their family members work through to ensure that these children, as they grow to adulthood, have a sustainable income for life. So we'll likely then spend the afternoon doing a home visit, taking a walk through Kibera, which we will have previously driven through. And then in the evening, to round out the week, 5 days in, we're going to have a special event, which is a commissioning ceremony. But I don't want to say too much about that because it really is a special event and I don't want to ruin the surprise. So, anyone feeling exhausted yet? That's 5 days in. On the weekend, we'll head off for a safari because, of course, you can't come to Kenya without seeing the Big Five. It's about a 3 to 4.5 hour drive to the venue, and you'll stay overnight before returning the following afternoon. I took that photo very recently. That's not a stock shot. That was my safari experience fairly recently. So prepare yourselves to get up close and personal. Safari-wise, twin share accommodation, meals are included, and that will all become part of the cost as well. Okay, then we return back to Monday. On Monday, we thought it'd be great for you to have the opportunity to visit a new youth-based project. It's new in that we've recently completed a really significant community consultation process, and what the community told us is that young people of Kenya are really struggling to find employment and struggling to find a way forward. And so this project is in its really early concept development stage, but we expect that it will be established for the immersion. And then in the afternoon, there'll be time to visit some local markets, to do some shopping, to buy some wares, and of course a reflection activity as well. Day 10. So we're on Tuesday now of week 2. We'll visit Mirror of Hope. This is a community-based organisation that delivers community education for women, more recently men, as well as the youth of Kibera. Has anybody met Tommy? Tommy Nawa? I probably hashed that pronunciation. I apologize to Tommy. He was the founder of this incredible program, and he's actually visited a lot of the schools in Australia. He's an incredible human with a really powerful story, so I won't ruin the surprise, but it inspired him to establish Mirror of Hope. And within that, there's a women's empowerment program. So we'll see group meetings in action, visit the businesses and really see the impact. And there's some truly incredible success stories here. There's a woman that's now exporting her wares all over Africa. There was a woman that I visited 3 years ago who had, at the time, I think it was half a dozen apprentices in her tailoring shop, and she's now actually moved out of the slums. So some really incredible stories happening. There's also a youth program. So there's a business skills and tailoring education programs on site. So you'll get the opportunity to spend some time with the students exchanging ideas. And I think your minds will truly be blown with the level of conversation that young people can have. We'll do reflections. We'll probably close out with a dinner out. Because more food is necessary, and then we get on to the final couple of days of the immersion experience. Now these are optional. You can choose to return to a classroom of one of the projects that we've already visited and really get in there and spend a day in the life of. Or you could choose to end your immersion experience on the Tuesday and spend the rest of your time traveling on your own, seeing a little bit more of Kenya or broader Africa. But just be aware that you will need your own travel insurance if you choose that option. And also, if anybody has a burning desire, we also could arrange you to visit a school in Uganda, which is another project that we support. It's a short flight, but it is a full day's travel to a rural area in Uganda. But it's absolutely worth doing. So should you choose to, we can get you there for a couple of days as well to actually be a part of that school experience. I've probably overwhelmed you all at this point with a jam-packed itinerary. Can I open the room to questions at this point?
Are you going, Katie?
Unfortunately not. I'm sorry, Jill.
Okay, just wondering. Okay.
I've just gotten back though, so it's all very fresh in my mind.
And how many will be in the group, do you think?
That's a great question. Look, we want to keep the group to around 12, absolute max 15, Karanja, but around 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I think between 12 to 15 is good.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to overwhelm, because some of the schools are pretty small and you don't want to overwhelm them with big numbers. We recently, with the ERA immersion, we had 13 altogether, which was good number.
Yeah. And if we have a bigger group, what we'll do is we'll split you up. And so we can, rotate and make sure that we haven't got, half a dozen people all standing in one classroom. We'll ensure that there's a good spread. Is anyone excited, or have I overwhelmed you all too much?
There we go. Oh, there we go. Kate, are you still recruiting people? Are you looking for more numbers?
Absolutely. I think at this stage we've got around 14 expressions of interest, but we expect through the process that there may be some that drop off. So we haven't closed the books. Yeah. I might get into probably, oh, sorry, was there another question? Nope. Okay. I might get into the pointy stuff, which probably is around cost. We do try to make this immersion experience cost neutral. So we're not looking to make money from it. But all up, we estimate it will cost between $5,000 and $5,500 per person, plus your flights, pending the finalisation of numbers and itinerary. So obviously, the more people we have, there's economies of scale there, which will sort of help to lock in those expenses. And I'll be able to confirm all of the pricing once we finalise the itinerary. In the past, where we've had teachers do the immersion experience, there's been a fairly mixed approach with how they cover the costs, and so I thought it'd be worth sharing with you how we understood some teachers have approached it. So sometimes the school will cover the cost through their PD budget. Sometimes we've had teachers who are just passionate and ready to go again, and they'll pay their own way. Oftentimes that's a second or a third trip. And sometimes there's a split approach to it. You know, you might cover the cost of flights and they might cover the cost of the immersion, or meet in the middle somewhere. So, you know, I'd encourage you to be creative about it because we'd love for you all to come along on this journey. And look, as I said, we're not looking to make money off this. That's not what this is about. It really is about delivering a great immersive experience where you can truly walk away with a new understanding of the projects that you support.
Kate, where do we fly out of? Which capital city?
Nairobi, in and out of Nairobi.
From where in Australia?
Entirely up to you. We can coordinate the flights out of Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane so that they all land in Nairobi within about 45 minutes of one another.
Okay. So we don't leave together, so to speak.
No, but generally speaking, you'll stop over in Dubai and you'll all catch the same flight from Dubai. So it's always good to catch up in Dubai.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll make sure that there's a WhatsApp group created so that you can all flag each other down at the gate.
Yeah, like Kate, I remember just the group that was here recently. They all came from everywhere, from Trinity College, from St. Mary's, from you know, all these schools, and they all took different flights and all landed in Dubai around the same time, and they took the same flight from Dubai to Nairobi. So I think it is doable. Yes, and I think we'll love to coordinate that so that we all arrive together, so that it becomes easy for pickup and all that.
It also just helps with the experience. You know, you arrive with your crew and you immediately start building that bond and the fun begins. So it's definitely worth getting coordinated. In terms of cost considerations, I just wanted to share a few things with you so you know what's included. So accommodation is in. You'll get a private ensuite room when we're staying in Nairobi in Kenya, and there'll be twin share accommodation at the safari, as well as most of your meals. So all your meals when we're staying at Mary Ward will be included, as well as your meals on the safari. There'll be a couple of occasions where we're eating out, or where you might choose to have dinner out instead of staying in. That would be at your own cost. The all-important travel insurance is covered by our travel insurance for the dates of the immersion. Beyond that, if you were to choose to do your own travel, you would, of course, need to organise your own insurance. Flights, as I said, we'll try to coordinate, so we'll let you know which flights to get on, but it's something that you would need to organise and cover the cost for. We also have a travel agent who can coordinate that, and she's done that plenty of times to make sure everybody arrives in Dubai at the same time so we can get you all in Nairobi. Medical expenses, there's a small amount of medical expenses, assuming there's no underlying issues or concerns, but we do encourage you to go and see a travel doctor. You'll need a yellow fever vaccination. It's compulsory for re-entering to Australia. Other people have chosen to do anti-malarials. They're the two most common things, but we'll send you an information pack with all of those details as well. But expect that there might be at least a doctor's visit before your departure. And then the other expense is visa. You'll need a visa for Kenya. I think mine costs $30, so it's not a big expense, but just something to be aware of. So that's sort of the summary of the cost. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Just a quick question with the additional sort of optional Ugandan trip at the end.
Yes,
I'm assuming that's an additional cost as well.
It would be, yes. It's a fairly small cost in terms of flights. I think it's maybe a couple of $100 to get from Nairobi to Entebbe, but it is quite a long drive then. So it would just depend how many people wanted to opt in to do that, as to organising transport and those sort of things. But it would be an own cost activity. We treat it as an extension of the itinerary, but not part of the immersion experience, so to speak.
Kate, how far out from leaving do we need the visa?
You can get it within a couple of weeks. You can actually get it within a couple of days, but we'll make sure that you've got it a month out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it takes about 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
We'll send you the correct link for that
Yes.
visa. There's some naughty Kenyans here who are trying to scam people with the wrong with the wrong website. So when the time is right, we'll send you the correct link.
Yeah, we'll make sure it's all really clear as to what you need to do and where you need to go. Yeah, I think we had one of our immersion participants choose his own adventure with his visa and ended up paying $400 for the experience, but he still got it, and that was the main thing. But yes, we'll get you covered. Okay, any other questions? I'll get into next steps. What happens next then? Okay, so applications, I will after this, not immediately after, I apologize, but tomorrow I'll get an application out to you all, and simply filling that in and sending it back by the 4th of December will secure your place on the trip. Then we'll look to get a small deposit in by the 27th of February. So you've got time to talk to your school, to talk to your business manager. Jill, you've got a step up there, I think. Come on, Lachlan, just say yes. Yeah, to talk to the team about funding the experience. And those deposits will look for, maybe a $500 deposit by the 27th of February, which gives you time in the new year as well, to get it all sorted. We will confirm costs once we have all of those applications in, because once we have a clear idea of numbers, then we can lock in the pricing and we can start booking things for you. Once that's all confirmed, it's just a case of booking your flights and then following the bouncing ball in terms of getting your yellow fever, getting your visa, and there's not too much else you really need to do, but there'll be a thorough communication program that will go out to get you all set and sorted. So that is Into the Heart in a nutshell.
Thank you, Katie. That was fantastic.
Welcome. Karanja, is there anything else that you want to add that I might have missed off?
Now, that's a good presentation, Kate, and looking forward to really seeing everyone. And maybe it's a good chance for a lot of you in your schools. You had people coming on immersion here before. I think it's a good opportunity for you to just talk to them about the experience, and when you get back to debrief with them. Yes, I've seen an appetite when teachers come on immersion. They also want to bring teachers groups. We had a teacher from Waverley who came on immersion this year, and next year they bring their 11 students on immersion. So I think it's really an experience that is worth it, and you'll be having that passion of coming back with either a school group or even on your own, or extending term on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And also just for those that have visited your schools, thank you, school leadership, for warm welcome. I can see you all, so thank you so much. I got back home safe and sound.
Just in closing, I do have a video here from Sian Kennedy, who was the former Director of Identity at Nudgee College. Does anybody want to watch this video? It's only like a minute long. It just tells you a little bit about her experience. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play it. So that's Into the Heart, folks. I hope that we've got you excited and enthusiastic about what is a truly powerful program. If you'd like to speak to any of the returned participants from 2024, we can certainly put you in touch as well. In fact, I think Izza Kelly from St James is pretty keen to come again. So unfortunately, he couldn't be on the call today. He's got a PD on at the same time. But, you know, if there is anyone you'd like to speak to get a better understanding about the experience firsthand, then just shout and I'll put you in touch with them. But yeah, any questions? Fantastic. Well, thank you all so much for your time. As I said, I've recorded this session, so I'll make it available to you. And if there is anybody else you want to share it with or pass it on, please do so. And I'll also send the deck out as well, so that you've got access to all of the resources. But fingers crossed, we hope to see you all in Kenya, and perhaps via photographs in my case, but in September next year. Talk to you all soon.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks,
Kate.
team.
Thank you.
Mark, you should come.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Mark.
I agree, you should come.